Guys, we're still at the same spot, same time, same place, and we are about to fly the jet tail. We just flew the V-tail. We stalled it out and crash landed it right side up, no damage. The motor mount came loose in flight. So this one is 3D printed. I think we're going to 3D print another motor mount for the other one. That way it's fair. But you can see this one's 3D printed and glued onto the back of the plane. Much better. Let's get this baby up. There it is, easy launch. It does fly differently than the V-tail. There's definitely a noticeable difference. Let's get out of the grass so we don't have bugs feasting on us. From the ground, it appears that the jet tail is flying better. From the ground view, we'll have to compare it in the footage, but from me looking at it, the jet tail appears to be more stable. Making sure we're using our rudder and don't turn too hard to stall it out. But yeah, jet tail is flying really well. The jet tail's heavier though. The jet tail uses a 4S 3300 pack to balance out. The V-tail uses a 4S 2200 pack. So quite a huge difference in battery packs and weights. But yeah, there is no complaints with the jet tail at all. Does require more throttle to keep this one in the air, so it's not going to have the efficiency. But if we swap that motor and add a larger prop, that will fix that problem. But yeah, the jet tail appears to be flying much better than the V-tail. All right, let's check the glide ratio. It comes down fast. There's no glide on this thing, so that's something to be careful with. If you lose throttle, this thing's going down. But the turns seem to be really good, and the flight seems to be really good. No complaints at all. Let's come down for a low pass. Yeah, so far the jet tail is a better performer. Let's bring this thing down and land, and let's swap the camera angle for the rear mounted angle. So we're gonna circle this thing around, and this one should land really fast. Throttle's down, banking, throttle's off, coming in, and it's coming in hot. There it is. Yep, that's the reason we call this a jet Talon, because it comes in like a jet. So I don't think that we're gonna mount this camera underneath on this one, because we might bust the camera up. from the weight of this plane. So let's just flip the camera around here. And we popped off our, I mean, this thing lands with authority, man. So we're just gonna leave the camera on top of the plane. And oh, I see. Hold on, guys. This knob is in the way. Can we get that out of there? Yeah, we can remove the knob out of there. All right. We are choosing not to mount this on the bottom because I'm afraid that we will destroy the camera on landing, because this plane weighs a lot. All right, let's get it back up. Easy launch. The jet tail, man, launches really easily. You do have to keep your speed up with this one, so it's not a standard Talon anymore. It is a jet Talon. As long as you keep it above half throttle, you're good. So I feel if we put a lower kV motor on this thing and put an 8-inch prop on the back, I think that would be pretty well. I mean, I think that would serve it really well to have an 8-inch prop. But I also think this one is doing pretty well. 1900 kV with a 7042 gym fan on the back, and it is doing pretty well, if I don't say. As long as we don't bash on it, the ESC should be fine. So let's make sure our hat cam's going. Yep, hat cam is going. Alrighty. Yeah, without looking at and comparing the footage of both flights, I'm going to say the jet tail is flying much better than the V-tail. So maybe the V-tail, well, I mean, when you think about it, the V-tail, you're using your rudder and elevator combined. So whenever you need to turn, you have to give it elevator and rudder. Whereas on this one, when you turn, you just only have to use the rudder. I mean, obviously you're using your ailerons, but you're using 3 controls on the V-tail to turn. You're using 2 controls on the standard tail to turn. You're just using the aileron and rudder to turn on this, whereas on the V-tail, you have to give it elevator, otherwise it's gonna dip. All right, I think that's gonna be good. I think we'll get this last lap in and then we're gonna land this thing. And it is the jet Talon. We have named this the jet Talon because it has speed and it lands fast. So we're coming in, final approach, banking it. And we banked it really hard, but there it is, 0 throttle. Back on the throttle a little bit, and then off. And try to level it out. There. Much better. So this one is, when you're landing, you will have to modulate the throttle. On the V-tail, you can just go 0 throttle and cruise it in and land it. You cannot do that with this one. This one, your surfaces on the back, as you're coming in and slowing down, they're losing function until you throttle back up. So you're gonna have to keep modulating your throttle to land this one good. But as far as flight characteristics, so this is what I wanted to say, what I noticed between the two. This one flies better, but is not as agile as this one. This one can do sharper turns and probably more close range, low, lower flying. This one, you have to keep the speed up on it, so you can't really do sharp turns or stuff like that. Obviously you're not going to do stunts with this one. So if you're going for long range, oh, I forgot to add, this one has the servo mod. That's why part of the reason why it weighs a lot more is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 servos on this thing. So there are 5 servos on this one, and a lot of glue because this one has been crashed a few times. So, but as far as flight characteristics, yeah, this one, without seeing the footage, now once we play back the footage, we're gonna see more of which one was better. This one is also laminated, so that could also be, this one has the laminated wings, this one doesn't. This one's lighter, more agile. As long as we fix that thrust angle, you can see the motor mount is aiming down, so we're gonna have to get that 3D printer up and print out another motor mount like this, because the motor mount works perfect on here. I love the motor mount for this one. So that's gonna be it, guys. We're gonna get to the footage and see which one flies better from the footage.